All right, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can go in and use a decentralized exchange to buy and sell cryptocurrency assets, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Trader Joe because we're on the Avalanche network, so we're gonna be using Avalanche to buy and sell. And like I showed you in the video before, Trader Joe is actually the most popular and most used decentralized exchange for the Avalanche network. So that's the one that we're actually going to be, using. All right, so we're gonna come over here to Trader Joe and we're gonna come to trade. And whenever we come to trade, we're just going to basically trade what we want. So we're going to pick the currency that we want to trade from. I want to trade from AVAX and I want to trade and buy some Mu coin. So I want to trade and actually buy some Mu coin. So let me go in and actually pick my Mu coin. I don't see my Mu coin here, so let me come in and actually find my Mu coin. So here's my Mu coin here. So I'm going to copy this contract address of my Mu coin, and I'm going to come back over here to Trader Joe's, and I'm going to pop that in there. Okay. So I'm going to go in and buy 100,000 Mu coin. And you can see this is going to cost me 26 Avalanche estimated. And you can look down here and you can see the route. How is this trade going to happen? Well, it's going to happen through, I'm going to basically be trading my Avalanche, my AVAX. It's going to get traded to wrapped AVAX, WAVAX. That's then going to get traded to USDC.e. It's going to be swapped to USDC.e. And that is then going to be traded to Mu coin. So you can see that this is actually taking several different steps. And the reason for that is there is no actual liquidity pool that directly pairs AVAX and Mu coin, okay? So, and there doesn't have to be. And the reason there doesn't have to be is because they're in a decentralized exchange, there's a concept called a router, and that router can go in and actually find a path from any coin to any other coin if a path exists. And we already know that there is a path between USDC.e coin and Mu coin. Okay? And we can see that by looking at the route down here, and there is no route. So we can see there is no route down here, and because there is no route, that means that there is a liquidity pool that exists between USDC.e and Mu coin, so I can trade directly through that liquidity pool. But if I want to pick another asset like this, whatever this is, I don't even know what this is, well, I don't have enough balance for that, so I'm just going to pick AVAX again. Now, since I want to trade AVAX and convert my AVAX into actual Mu coin, and there is no pool that is directly holding some AVAX and Mu coin in the same pool, then I can't necessarily trade my AVAX directly for Mu coin. But the router is smart enough to understand that, hey, what can I trade Mu coin for? I can trade USDC.e for Mu coin because there's a liquidity pool that's pairing up USDC.e with Mu coin. So is there a liquidity pool that's keeping AVAX with USDC.e? It doesn't look like there is. But there is a liquidity pool between USDC.e and WAVAX. And there's a liquidity pool between AVAX and WAVAX. So what's going to happen in this trade is first my AVAX is going to be converted to WAVAX. Then my WAVAX is going to be converted to USDC.e. And then my USDC.e is going to be converted to Mu coin. All right? But I'm not really wanting to do that. So I'm going to trade. I'm going to come over here to this. And I'm going to make a trade over here. All right? And I'm just going to trade 150 AVAX. That's going to give me basically 15,000. That's going to give me 15,000. What if I trade 200? That's going to give me That's going to give me 20,000, and I have 4. Is that going to be enough for my transactions? It should be. So I'm going to go ahead and do this swap. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be swapping 200 AVAX to 20,897 USDC.e. And I can see what is the price here. I can see the minimum that I'm going to receive. This is the minimum amount that I'm going to actually receive. I can see the price impact that it's going to have on this liquidity pool, which is 2%. And I can see the fee that I'm paying. I'm paying a 0.6 AVAX fee to be able to make this. All right. And you can see it says here a portion of each trade, 25%, goes to liquidity providers as a protocol incentive. So whoever's providing liquidity is going to earn some fee for this trade, which is why people want to provide liquidity in the first place. They're providing liquidity so that other people can trade the assets. And the reason that they're doing that is because they get these fees. They get a portion, they get a trade fee. And in this instance on this exchange, it's 0.25%. So the price has updated, so we're going to accept this, and then we're going to go in and actually confirm the swap here. And we're going to hit confirm. And we can see we have a pending transaction up here. So we'll just wait for this transaction to get confirmed. And that transaction was actually confirmed, and we can see it right here because we have a new balance here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to swap these out, and we're going to swap for some Mu coin. So here's our Mu coin. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy 100,000 Mu coin. So we can see that to buy this 100,000 Mu coin, that what it's going to cost us is going to cost us maximum 2,800 USDC. And why we're buying this actual Mu coin, even though we just provided liquidity for it, is we're going to go in and actually do what we need to do to start actually setting up this Mu DAO and this Mu treasury. All right, and this Mu treasury is going to own several. It's actually going to own like 50% of the supply of Mu coin that it's going to use for several cool things, which you guys are going to be able to actually participate in if you guys want to participate in it. But I'll explain that in another video. I'll give you more information about all of that. But like I mentioned before, I didn't give myself any Mu coin whenever I created Mu coin. I didn't just issue myself any of it. The only way that I can get it is the same way that you guys can get it, is just to go buy it from the market. So I'm going to go in and actually buy 100%, or I'm going to go in and buy 100,000 of these actual Mu coins. And again, you can see some information here. This is going to create a price impact of 9.97%. Here's the price here that we're getting. Here's the maximum that's going to get sold. Here's my liquidity fee that is being given. So I'm going to go ahead and swap. And now I have a pending transaction, and I'm just going to wait for that transaction. So now my transaction has actually been confirmed, and if I look up here in my wallet, I can see now I have 100,000 Mu coin. I have less USDC.e, and actually I'm going to go in, I need to buy some more Mu coin for the treasury. So now you can see my price is a little bit different than it was before. And I'm going to go ahead and go in and make the swap and get another. Or actually, let's go in and make the swap again. You can see my price has actually changed a lot. By like $600, it's changed my price. All right, so now I'm going to go in and swap. And it's going to ask me to confirm because this is creating 11% price difference because I'm making such a large trade. So basically, I'm trading 3,483 USDC.e coins, and I'm trading those coins, and we know when we created the liquidity pool, there was only 25,000 of those coins, so I'm using about, and how many are there right now? Let's take a look right now. Let's go back to our holders here. And we can see in our holders, this is me right here, there's 10%, I own 10%. The other 90% is held by that liquidity contract, and let's go in and actually look at that liquidity contract real quick. This is the contract that's holding the actual liquidity. So this is the actual liquidity pool. So we're gonna take a look at that real quick. So now we can see inside our liquidity pool contract that we have different values now. So instead of having 25,000 USD, we have 27,786, and we only have 900,000 mu because we made that purchase. All right. So these are being updated in real time in our liquidity contract. So now we're going to go in and actually make this swap. And it's going to ask us to confirm. So now we're going to go in and actually confirm. We got to pay a transaction fee. And just keep in mind, anytime you're interacting on the blockchain, there are transaction fees that you have to pay. So you want to make sure that you have some of the native token for that blockchain. In this instance, is AVAX, to be able to pay those transaction fees. One of the reasons I like AVAX so much is because it's very, very fast compared to all the other blockchains, and the transaction fees are very, very cheap compared to all the other blockchains. If I was using Ethereum, this transaction probably would have taken 30, 40, 50, maybe 2 hours, 50 minutes, maybe 2 hours, and would have cost between $90 to $500 for this transaction, versus on AVAX, it takes maybe 1 minute for the transaction to complete, and it's literally taking just, like 50 cents for the transaction fee. So now I've went in and actually made this transaction, and now if we look, we can go in and see here that now I have 200,000 mu coins, and I have this much USDC.e. All right, so I'm gonna buy another 100,000 mu coins, and you can see it's raised my price again. Now I have to pay $4,000 for these mu coins. So let's go in and confirm. And again, what I'm doing right now is I'm buying all the assets to give to this new treasury. So I'll be explaining to you a lot more kind of how this works and why you may want to actually get involved. But keep in mind, I've taken 100% of the actual mu coins and I've added it into this liquidity pool with my own $25,000. And now I'm taking my own money and I'm buying coins back from this liquidity pool that I'm going to transfer to the treasury of this mu DAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization where the DAO holders can actually vote on a bunch of different things and also earn money through revenue streams like the liquidity providing fees that are happening whenever these trades are happening. So hopefully you guys have seen as these trades are actually happening. And you can see here's another trade. Now I have 3,000 mu coins and 10,000 USDC.e left. So I'm going to go in and buy 100,000 more mu coin. And now you can see it's costing me $6,000. Okay. And hopefully you can see here is a fee. So this transaction fee right here, these are fees that are being earned by the liquidity provider, which ends up actually being the mu DAO, all right, who is going to actually get all those transaction fees. So there's a reason that you'd want to be part of the mu DAO. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually confirm, make this confirmation. Wait for that. Let's come back over here and look at our mu coin again. And you can see here in our mu coin, somehow now there's 3 addresses that own mu coin. So that means somebody else must have actually purchased mu coin while we were doing this. I don't know who that would be because no one else actually knows about it. but someone has actually purchased it. So you can see here that somebody has bought 97 of those actual Mu coins. Let's look and see who that is. Probably a sniper. So I'll teach you about sniping in another video. I'll teach you what sniping is and how sniping works, but it's basically watching the blockchain for new tokens and new liquidity pools, and then essentially going in and buying up some of those really fast before anybody has a chance to. All right, so let's look back here, and now we can see that we have 400,000 Mu, and we have 4735 USDC.e. So let's come back over to MuCoin because we need to buy another 100,000. And you can see now that's costing us $8,000 to buy those. So what if we buy 50,000? That's costing us 3,000. So we're going to go ahead and get those, and then we have one more transaction that we're going to make. But in order to do that, we're going to have to fund our wallet some more with some more actual AVAX to be able to get those. All right. But hopefully you guys can understand, and through this video it's made complete sense to you how you can go interact with a decentralized exchange and trade your tokens from one currency to another currency. All right. So this is how you do it. This is how you're going to do it with any exchange. You're going to do it in a very similar way. So if you're confused and have any questions, feel free just to leave comments below, and I'll go in and answer your questions.